Good morning, everyone. This is Commissioner Scar. Today is Tuesday, April 8th, 2025, and we'll call this meeting to order at 8 a.m. As a reminder, our call-in number is 1-971-254-3149, conference ID 866-914-607#. Before we get started, I'd like to remind everyone to mute their phone. You can do this by pressing *6. Please unmute yourself when called to speak, again pressing *6. It is very important for all others to remain muted. Thank you. Okay, we're going to start. I'm going to first start just by letting everyone know that today are the Budget Committee hearings at 9 a.m. So we will be working to finish this call closer to 8:45, which we've been doing pretty well, so I'm not too worried. But just kind of a heads up for everyone that we will be trying to finish up just a hair early today. Okay, with that, we'll start with the Board of Commissioners roll call. Commissioner Fournier.
Hi, good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Commissioner Bell.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right, we will launch into Adventist Health Tillamook with Eric Swanson. Good morning, Eric.
Hey, good morning, Commissioner. We have 16 patients in the hospital today, plus 2 brand new babies. Let's see, 12 surgery cases scheduled today. Our ambulance crews did 491 transports yesterday, no transfers, no transports home. There's 89 patients boarding in emergency departments across Oregon. That's no change from yesterday. And 299 discharge delays. That's 2 more than yesterday. If you venture around the hospital campus, you'll see that excavator is starting to tear up the back, I guess it's part of the parking area and a concrete slab where we used to have a picnic table in preparation for our surgery expansion. So that is going on. We'll be having a drilling rig, I believe, arriving later this week that will be on campus for an extended period of time to make sure as we build and add on that we're putting pilings down, I guess, down to bedrock. So as most of you know, this end of town is a lot of fill and the hospital back parking lot is no different. And so we want to make sure that the new surgery area is structurally sound for decades to come. So that's happening right now. I also did get some good news yesterday from DCI, our dialysis provider. They're reporting that they've completed the preliminary plans reviews with the Oregon Health Authority, and the OHA is supposed to be on site either tomorrow or Thursday. And I've got a call into them this morning to confirm the date and time that the OHA is going to come do their on-site inspection of the dialysis area. So appreciate everyone's prayers. Appreciate Senator Weber and Representative Javity and the work that they've done to help move this along. So we're making progress, slow but sure. So with that, unless you've got questions, I'm going to go back on mute.
No, thank you so much, Eric. That is great news. Appreciate all the work everyone's done to get to this point. Any questions for Eric before we let him go? Okay, not hearing any. We will jump into the Coastal Caucus with Senator Weber.
Good morning. Am I unmuted?
You were unmuted. Thank you.
Good. Well, it's April. I haven't been here lately because of the fact that we've been moving bills at 8 o'clock committee meetings, and it's been really busy, but work is keeping on. We are now at the point of the first chamber's last day for policy committees to move measures that have been introduced in their chamber. So Senate bills from the Senate have to have been moved, and House bills from the House have got to be moved out of committee. And currently, a lot of those House bills, as they are being voted on, then are going to come over to the Senate and vice versa. Right now, there have been 1,352 bills that have been in House committees. I don't have the final count on Senate committees right now, but 500 of those bills are still alive. The Senate has got totally, we have had well over 3,000 bills introduced, and there's no limit to how many bills a legislator can propose. My Highway 30 bill was supposed to have been moved yesterday, but it has an amendment attached to it that finally got through, and the amendment was to just add 1 mile to the study. So it's going to be heard and moved out of transportation next week. The other bill that I'm going to be I'm going to be talking about it on the floor is Senate Bill 463, which is a bill that requires the Department of Administrative Services to provide a comprehensive report on the status of our state insurance fund. As you know, a lot of people sue the state on, a yearly basis, and there is supposed to be $100 million in that account. But it's one of those things where nobody really knows how much money is in the account. And if you're talking about, like curb ramps on state highways, the American Disabilities Act, the cost of that lawsuit has already ballooned to over $1 billion. And so we need to have an accounting of how they hope to handle and refurbish that insurance fund, so that when people sue and people win, they will be able to be paid out and the state will continue to be whole. So the other thing is that each day brings a new group to the Capitol with their special interests. And this Thursday is Ports Day, and I'll be able to meet with Michelle Bradley. And last week we had Dairy Day, and we welcomed a whole group of Tillamook FFAers to the Capitol, and they passed out milk and cheese, and it's probably the most popular group coming to the Capitol. I have to tell the folks that they have gotten more compliments on how they presented themselves, plus the milk and cheese. They were really well appreciated here. And I also wanted to add that our office here has orchestrated a meeting with legislators ODOT and Commissioner Fournier on the 14th of this month on Highway 6. We have been working to try and keep that on the radar. As you know, the highway budget proposal came out, and it is a starting point. It is not being worked by both parties presently, but there are both parties that are willing to work on it. And so what you have heard in the news is not probably the final ODOT bill. So, and part of the reason is that we are constantly being made aware of the May revenue forecast that may put a damper on state spending. But I'm very optimistic about our meeting with Commissioner Fournier, and ODOT is also. Like I said, that revenue forecast in May may put a damper on all kinds of state spending. Currently in Education Ways and Means, we are hearing from higher ed as to their needs and their current conditions in our community colleges and in our major universities. And it's very interesting, the forecasts that they have for the future. And speaking of Ways and Means, the hearing, part of what the Ways and Means Committee does as a whole, it's joint, and it has a series of roadshows. And one of them was in Astoria, and I have to commend people. We had a lot of people from our area that were at that meeting, and you've only got 2 minutes to be able to present what it is you are hoping for. They did a wonderful job, and it was very nice because the issues that came to the Ways and Means Committee in Astoria were very pertinent to our area. And so I was very pleased with the people who came. Right now we're having 4 days of floor sessions. We started out with a couple days and then we went to 3. Now we're at 4. And so that is taking up a lot of our time. We are probably getting maybe 3 or 4 bills being passed a day on the Senate side, with all of the talking and the debate that goes on in between. It's very interesting. It's a long process, but you know that before a bill gets to the floor, it's been very well vetted by everyone. So that's it. I'm going to say have a great week. And if you have any questions, let me know.
Thank you, Senator. Any questions for the senator? Okay, not hearing any. Well, thank you very much for your hard work in Salem, and we will go ahead and move on to the Tillamook County Community Health Center with Ed Colson.
And good morning, everyone. Ed Colson here with the Health Department. We want to remind our good morning. We want to remind our community that there is an active measles outbreak in the United States. While there are no confirmed cases of measles in Oregon or our county, we encourage community members to exercise caution if you are traveling to known areas involved in the outbreak, such as the state of Texas, and to consider vaccination if not vaccinated already. Speak with your medical provider to weigh your risks and determine if you are eligible for vaccination. And patients may also call us at 503-842-3938. So this week is National Public Health Week, and that runs from April 7th through the 13th. Your health is our mission. Did you know Americans live an average of 35 years longer today than they did when the American Public Health Association was founded over 150 years ago? This incredible progress is thanks to public health efforts improving the well-being of communities across the nation and around the world. Public health isn't just for a single person, it's for you, your friends, your family, and everyone in your community. Public health affects how we all live, work, and play, and it's an invisible force that protects our safety and well-being. Public health continues to prioritize health at every level, ensuring that everyone can thrive. Recent efforts have led to the eradications of various diseases in regions across the globe, the expansion of vaccination programs to protect children and older adults, and the securing of funding for foundational public health services to address urgent needs like reproductive care, behavioral health, and climate resilience. As we mark the 30th anniversary of National Public Health Week, we would like to acknowledge some of our more recent accomplishments. We responded to the COVID-19 pandemic with grace, dedication, and skill by answering questions, supporting our community's health through education and testing, and protecting public health through vaccinations. We have conducted a health literacy campaign, organized health fairs, hosted an emergency preparedness event, as well as started our harm reduction program and fentanyl awareness campaign. And recently, we launched our anti-vaping and STD awareness campaigns and developed the breastfeeding mentorship program. So for more information about the Tillamook County Public Health Department, please head to our website, tillamookchc.org/public health. And April is also Alcohol Awareness Month. It's a great time to reflect on our drinking and the role alcohol plays in our lives and communities. Together, we can build safer, more supportive spaces where alcohol doesn't have to be the focus. Let's come together as a community to find solutions that prevent excessive alcohol use among adults and youth, create a happier or a healthier environment for everyone. Whether you're drinking multiple drinks a day or just 1 or 2 every once in a while, drinking less is healthier for you. So more information, please go to www.rethinkthedrink.com. And that's our health department update. I'll turn it back over to you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Ed. Any questions for Ed? Okay, not hearing any. We will move on to the Nehalem Bay Health Center and Pharmacy. Good morning, Gail.
Yes, good morning. I have 2 announcements today. First is we are excited to offer a free 2-part spring wellness workshop. It's called Nourishing with Nettles, and it's going to be led by our health and wellness navigator, Megan Eben. The sessions will take place at the North County Recreation District in the kitchen. Two dates, April 22nd from 3 to 4:30 and May 6th from 3 to 4:30 p.m. And this is a hands-on workshop where participants will craft a traditional nettle oxymel, which is a vinegar and honey-based tonic, sample a fresh nettle pesto, and learn how nettles can support seasonal renewal through simple traditional practices. All supplies are included. It's free to attend both sessions, which coincide with each other. Space is limited to 8 participants, and so we're encouraging folks to register by April 18th, and you can do that by visiting our website. And second, a construction update. We, the Health Center and the Health District, are beginning plans for an open house and grand opening. Also, drywall and cabinetry are being installed on the first floor. The generator is in place. Permanent power is in the building this week, and elevator work will start on April 21st. So that's it for me this morning, and it's good to be back. If there's any questions, please let me know.
Thank you, Gail. Exciting about the construction.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, any questions for Gail? Okay, not hearing any. We do not have Tillamook Family Counseling Center with us today. There was a conflict, so we'll move right on to emergency management. And I think I see both Ann and Randy here. So whoever would like to take this, jump right in.
I'll start off, and then I want Ann to jump in and talk a little bit how well her preparedness fair went in Tillamook last week. So anyway, looks like we're going to have a rainy week this week. So be careful when you're out driving, because that water is pooling on the highways and it can cause some issues while you're driving through it. So just be careful. And also, according to ready.gov, April is National Financial Capability Month. Looks like every month's got about 4 or 5 different things put to it. But this one with ready.gov, it's the financial capability. And so you can get prepared by gathering your financial and critical personal, household, and medical information. Consider saving money in an emergency savings account that you could use in a crisis. Also, keep a small amount of cash at home in a safe place, and don't tell anybody where you're keeping it. And that's just in case, power's out, things like that. ATMs don't work and you can't get the money and you still need to buy something, then it's good to have a little bit of the good old-fashioned cash. And also, if you property owners, you need to reevaluate your health and life insurance plans if you have them, and also review your policies on your home to see what's covered and what is not covered as far as disasters go. A lot of your insurance companies that you have will not cover flooding unless you get a rider on it. So just look and just make sure you've got the right insurance to cover any issues you may have. So, and if you really want to get financially prepared, you can go to the ready.gov website and you can download their emergency financial first aid kit. And with that, I'll let Ann talk a little bit about her preparedness fair that she had last week.
Thank you, Randy. Well, yes, so Preparedness in Action, the event we put on together with Tillamook Police Department to raise awareness around emergency preparedness in the city of Tillamook, happened last Wednesday. We got about 25 people, so it was a pretty good showing. A lot of people were really excited and engaged in emergency preparedness. But not only that, we plan to keep doing events to try and engage people and get them involved in helping to prepare their community. So if that is of interest to you, even if you missed our last event, keep an eye on the Emergency Management Facebook page as we send out more updates about ways you can get involved in emergency management and planning for your community.
All right, thank you. Anything else for emergency management or any questions? Okay, not hearing any, we will move on to the Board of Commissioners. Commissioner Fournier, would you like to kick us off?
Oh, good morning. Thank you. I'm glad Senator Weber mentioned Highway 6 because that's what I'm going to speak about today. Last night I came over Highway 6 returning from a birthday party. And as many of us know, that road is getting very sketchy. I saw cracks that were 20 feet long, several feet deep, places where the roadbed has dropped more than 10 feet. It's bad and it's getting worse. I posted a short Facebook reel last night about the condition of the road, and it already has over 13,000 views. So obviously this is an important issue to many people. I've been working on beginning an economic impact study on what a road closure would mean to Tillamook County. But I realized from some of the comments on the reels that the personal impacts are what really matter. The family driving over the hill 3 times a week to bring their child to cancer treatment, or the dialysis patients going over daily for their life-saving treatment. This road's vital for this community. I don't think there's any blame to be thrown at the local ODOT workers. Bill Jablonski and his crews are working hard to keep the road open with the limited money and tools they're allowed to work with, and I think they're doing the best they can, but they need help as well. As mentioned from herself, Senator Weber knows it's a huge problem. In 2022, she introduced a House Bill 4053 that required a study be done on what it would take to fix the highway. That was completed, but as the senator mentioned earlier, funding is the missing piece. I am meeting with Senator Weber and Representative Davis and ODOT next week in Salem to discuss what the next steps might be in getting the highway repaired. I have spoken to Senator Merkley's office and we'll be reaching out to the rest of our Washington delegation to see if maybe Highway 6 can be added to some federal appropriation bill as a community initiated project in the Senate or a community project fund in the House. But we all know what turmoil Washington is in right now, but I'll keep trying. Right now, for me, it's about raising awareness and thinking about creating alternative routes through the Tillamook Forest if necessary, if there was to be an extended closure. Even without an economic study completed, we all know that if Highway 6 were to be closed for an extended period of time, it would be devastating to our county on many fronts. I personally would like to hear more from the community on why Highway 6 is important to them and how a closure will affect their family or their business. So I actually started a Gmail account. So people, the community, anybody in the community can email their story, their story on how Highway 6 is important to them or their business. And that email account is timetofix6@gmail.com. All letters, no numbers. timetofix6@gmail.com. So the more information and stories I can get to share with the people that have the money might help us move forward with that road. So that's all I have this week.
Thank you, Commissioner Fournier. That is critical work, and it's fantastic that you are taking the lead on that, just really jumping out and pushing. So thank you for that.
Well, thank you.
Okay, Commissioner Bell.
Good morning. Well, one of the things I've been working on is education and outreach about ballot measure 29183. 29183 is the measure that commissioners put on the ballot asking voters to approve a 4% increase in transient lodging tax. So we have a political action committee and we are visiting different groups and organizations in the county. So you might see me. I was at the Citizens Advisory Committee in Oceanside last Saturday, and I'll be at the Manzanita City Council tonight. I'm looking forward to that. A couple other PAC members are also making the rounds talking about this, so you might be at a meeting with Doug Olson, who is talking about this. Bless his heart, he just barely retired, and we brought him back into service to work on the PAC with us because he's so good at it. And it's very generous of him. And also MJ Basti, who is on the county's budget committee. So she's intimately familiar with our budgeting issues and with this as one way that we're looking to contribute to the solution. So if voters choose to pass this, and I hope they will, it won't solve our problems, but it will certainly help. And so as Commissioner Scar said earlier, today we start our budget hearings, and so the timing is just a little off for that because we don't know whether or not voters will support this measure, and so we can't plan for it in the budget. But we're moving forward in any case, and you may very well see us around in the community talking about this. If you are part of a community group and you'd like for me or Doug or MJ to come to your community group and talk about this, how it would work, who pays it, that is tourists will pay it, why we think it's a good idea, what we think it'll solve, we would be happy to come to your group. So just reach out, send me an email, and let me know if you'd like us to come to your group and talk about this. And I'm sure you will hear more about it in the coming month. And I'll just stop there. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Bell. Any questions for Commissioner Bell? Okay, not hearing any. I'm going to keep my remarks short so that we can keep this meeting short today. And I just remind everyone that we have the Budget Committee workshops this week. So they start this morning at 9 and go until 4 o'clock today. They will be from 1 o'clock until 4 o'clock tomorrow, and on Thursday from 10 to 4. So these are the times when we listen to each of our department heads talk about the good work they're doing in their department, talk about how that relates to their budgetary needs. And then at the end of Thursday, we have a couple of hours scheduled for commissioners and lay member budget committee folks to talk about how we get there, given the current budget at this time has asks of expenses that exceed our current revenues projected. So we have some work to do to get the budget in balance, which is typical. We always start out of balance, and then we have to do the work to figure out how to balance it. So this week is the beginning of that. We will have, as I said, the budget hearings I've talked about this week, and then again in March, we will have a follow-up budget hearing followed by a third in June to adopt the budget. So we are just at the entry point of this process. But if you're interested, those meetings are open to the public in room 106. Sorry, Sean just said May. I think we have a second budget hearing in May, and I believe the approval's in June. So pardon me if I misspoke. So it's just the entry point to this. You're welcome to come and listen in at the meetings. You also can, I believe it's on this same link, you can listen in. So with that, I will go ahead and move us on to the cities. So we have, I believe, Councilor Kozlowski with us from Manzanita. I started to hear you and then I lost you.
Okay, I'm
there. You are
now.
Yep,
all
you're
right,
back.
All right. So I'll be quick today. I want to go over a little bit about what we're going to be doing in our council meeting coming up this next Wednesday, actually tomorrow. We've had a 3-year moratorium on our short-term rentals since April of 2022, and we hope to make the final decision in the council meeting tonight. We've had a short-term rental committee working on it, and they've just done an exceptional job. We will be looking at growth control policies, density proximity policy, and an occupancy policy with a maximum number of visitors in each short-term rental. We are also completing an MOU with our Great Farmers Market, which we're really excited about. Sergeant Sims will make a report on the 4th of July strategy. We're hoping to limit firecrackers on the beach, and that's been a real concern of ours for some time. Superintendent Tyler Reed will join us to talk about the upcoming bond issue. And EBC is announcing a comprehensive shelter drill on Saturday, May the 3rd. At NCRD. It starts at 11:30. We are inviting the community to participate or to join us as a tour. Currently, there are 75 local volunteers involved, as well as the state and the American Red Cross. It's going to be a really big deal. We are specifically inviting Emergency Manager Randy Thorpe and Ann Moorhead, as well as the commissioners, to join us for a tour and to share our sincere appreciation for the support the county has given us over the years. So we're really excited about that. So that's what we will be looking at our council meeting, and I appreciate the time to share it. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. Appreciate you being with us. Okay, any questions for Counselor Kozlowski? Not hearing any. We will keep moving on. We've got, I believe, Mayor McNeely with Rockaway Beach.
Good morning. Can you hear me now?
We can. Good morning.
Good morning. I'll start but with a little bit of unfortunate news. City Manager Shepard was expecting to onboard our new city planner the morning of April 1st. Instead, he found an email from Wesley Wooten when he arrived at work on April 1st explaining that Wesley was rescinding his acceptance of our offer of employment and will not be joining Rockaway Beach as our new city planner. City Manager Shepherd will resume recruiting for a new city planner, and Mary Mertz, our current city planner, who will eventually move over to be the Public Works Director, will continue to prioritize her planning role. On the upside, we are happy to announce that Public Works was able to fill their open plant operator position last week. City Manager Shepherd sat in on the interview and is excited about our new hire. Our new operator was eager to get started and joined the team yesterday. We also have great news about the high school, middle school lighting project. Neocony School District Superintendent Tyler Reed was able to find an additional $3,000 to cover the installation costs for the new street lights. Public Works Superintendent Emerson will arrange installation with Tillamook Public Utilities District as soon as possible, and Rockaway Beach will be the account holder for the new lights and cover the small monthly service fee. A big shout out to Tyler Reed and Dan Emerson and all those that supported this project. Due to low turnout, the application deadline for the open seat on the Planning Commission has been extended to May 2nd. The consideration to appoint is now tentatively set for May 14th. Here is a really great opportunity to help shape the future of Rockaway Beach. I am impressed with the work that our planning and all planning commissions do, and how important they are to livability and all that we are as communities. And then last, I'll just remind everybody that our April Council workshop is tomorrow, Wednesday, April 9th at 4:30 p.m. in the second floor conference room at City Hall, followed at 6 p.m. by the council's regular meeting downstairs in the council room. We offer in-person and virtual options to attend. Agendas and packets are available on our city website. With that, back to you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate it. Any questions for Mayor McNeely? Okay, not hearing any. We will move on to Bay City, and I believe you have Mayor Welch with us today.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning.
So we have a city council meeting tonight at 6 p.m. at Bay City Hall. And Dr. Tyler Reed from the Neocony School District will be there to present his presentation on his upcoming operating levy. So he's making his rounds. So if you can't make it to the Manzanita tomorrow night, please join us at Bay City. On our city council agenda, we're also going to be discussing a one-time urban growth boundary expansion under House Bill 1537. So that will be on tonight's agenda. And then also we have the State of the City, April 26th from 2 to 4 at City Hall. It's an open house, so come and go as you please. We'll have treats from all the restaurants here in Bay City, and you get to learn out what's going on in Bay City, talk to staff and volunteer groups. So we welcome everybody on April 26th, and that's my report for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm hoping to tune in on the one-time urban growth boundary expansion, that since that is a bill that was passed in the last session that makes this possible. And I believe you all are the first ones anywhere in the state to work through this new process. So it should be interesting. All right. With that, I don't see Kevin Perkins from the city of Tillamook with us today. So we more than exceeded my goal to get us out of here by 8:45 this morning. And so I would just like to thank everyone for attending. I'd like to thank KTIL for broadcasting, and we will adjourn this meeting at 8:33. Have a great day, everyone.